All right, Shalom. We want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. And salutation to the items that's preaching 144 truth. Coming out of GMS, all right? The Las Vegas Camp Man of Valor, Agabai Cologne. Hopefully coming to you with another edifying lesson to you men, women, and children of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and Seminole Indians and speckled birds. That fatherline go back to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all right? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is your power and your power alone, which Yahweh means he is, he exists, Bahashem in the name, and Yahweh Shah means he delivered, he is salvation. Because the only ones who's going to receive salvation on this go around is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans and Seminole Indians. Speckled birds, the fatherline go back to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all right? Israel, or Yahshua Allah, he prince of the power. Only the elect will be saved when Yahweh Shai comes, when his father gives the order. All right. But the name of this lesson is chaos in the earth. All right. It's chaos all over the place. Whether it's civil unrest, wars and rumor of wars, floods, earthquakes, all right, storms, all right, tsunamis, volcano eruptions, right, unrest of the people again. All right, nations against nation. All right, pestilence, famine of the word, which those mercy windows, doors are closing soon. All right, which they're not really pushing that much on the news here in the shores of America. All right, Rome 2.0, spirit of Sodom and Gomorrah, Egypt. All right, that wicked place. I am Erica, America. All right. How Trump is saying, oh, there won't be no World War III, not here in the shores of America. Bullshit. That's not what the scriptures say. Woe is me, woe is me. All right. World War I, World War II, and then World War III come quickly. All right. Paraphrase scriptures. That is in the scriptures, man. All right. Y'all Ba'ashem Yahushai not playing. Hey, do not be deceived by the Satan. Paraphrase scripture. I'm gonna pull these priests. All right. But I'm just giving you the concept, the chaos in the earth is so much chaos. Why? Because we're in Jeremiah 30:7. All right. At last, that day is so great. It's not like it. It's even the time of Jacob's trouble. All right. Time like never before. It's going to be judgment getting poured out all over right now. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is getting close of visiting this place. All right. Not that fake bullshit rapture. All right, that Nigerian, I'm gonna pull that up too. That he had all those people in Nigeria laughing and thinking they getting picked up. Well, they asses got left behind, just like that dumbass movie that came out twice with Nicolas Cage, right? Peach, he can eat a peach for hours. Snake eyes looking motherfucker, huh? All right, those are just movies, but all this chaos is happening. Let's get to it. All right, let's get to it. All right, this is Luke 21:7. I'm gonna read in the King James version and the NLT. All right, it says, and they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be, and what signs will it be when these things shall come to pass? So, you know, Yahweh Shai, his crew, his men, all right, Peter and them, was asking, hey, you know, when are these signs gonna be? When is that when our kingdom is really about to be at hand? Like we about to be in it. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Yahweh Shai was breaking it down, giving it to him. Like, yo. And NLT was like, teacher, then asks, when will it happen? What signs will show that these things are about to take place? Right? Verse 8. He said, take heed that ye be not deceived. All right? And we know the elect are the ones that are not going to be deceived. Lord willing, part of that number. The 7,000 will not bow the knee of Baal. All right. That stand 10 tomes deep with how I stand on business. That's that worldly saying. Well, we stand on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's business. All right. And here's that Salaki. I thought I had it up. I'm saying don't get fooled by his devices. Yeah, 2 Corinthians 2:11, it says, least Satan should be at an advantage of us and we not be ignorant of his devices. You're right. Not to get, when all this witchcraft they doing, you know what I'm saying, with the pushing out vibrations, and not get caught up in this bullshit that they doing, and see the signs, being those watchmen of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, knowing the times of what's popping off, all right, seeing what's going on, all right, to not get confused and get caught up with that false ass rapture bullshit, right, that happened to those people, man. All right, as I keep going, I'm gonna pull it up, all right. Or knowing what the charagma is, all right? Knowing that, hey, this is something you shouldn't take, not a philosophy, all right? Not just the bullshit that Satan pushing out, evil red, all right? That's what I like to call him. That's who he is, all right? He came out red, all right? That's what the scripture said, okay? And back on Luke 21:8, I'm going to start again. It says, and he said, take heed that ye be not deceived. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Mashiach, and the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them. So don't believe those people that was doing that. Like, I'm going to pull this right here. All right. It said, yes, in September 2025, some Americans sold their houses and their possessions due to online predictions that the rapture, which the believers that would occur of a a special day, okay? Now, how is it, right, that this person who thinks he knows the day of Yahweh Shem Yahushai coming, like he knows? That's a false teacher. Plus, you pushing that Jeebus juice doctrine bullshit, the Left Behind, like those movies, all bullshit. That's false. That is not even gonna happen, all right? We're in Jacob's trouble. Hey, when that time comes, when Yahweh Shai arrives, hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushai arrives, all right, it's going to be a great and dreadful day. It's going to be great for the elect that get beamed up, all right? 1 Peter 4:17, scarcely be saved. If you're not already testified a martyr for Yahweh Shem Yahushai already in the chariot, the fathership, you're going to get beamed up. And ain't no second chances after that. That's it. That's the end all be all. We going to the beginning of Jacob's kingdom. And you ain't getting another try to do right 7 years and all that fuck shit. No. Balarchy. All right. That's not what's happening. All right. But the prediction is, you know, Americans sold their homes. I saw a video of people selling their homes. Sell their homes. Thinking they was about to go. All right. Whether he was a speckled bird or Edomite, right? Because he looked like a so-called pale man, all right? But, hey, you got people in these false Israelite camps. They like to call them black Hebrew Israelite camps, calling on the name, taking Yahweh Shem Yahushai name in vain. When you know the name, you still call on Jesus Christ. Huh? All right? But going back to this, he was South African, you know. The prediction was the event was triggered of a prophecy from a South African pastor, Hosea Malakaya, who claimed the rapture would occur on September 23rd, 2025. All right, according to Roth Shanya. All right, now now I'm sorry that I'm laughing, but that's crazy to me. And a lot of people believed it. A lot of people believe that this was going to happen. I'm going to just play this video. Oh, I lost it. Damn. Slack you on that. Let me see if I can get it back. I'm going to just get to it. All right. This is what they thought was happening. Right? And this happened way back, right? But we're just saying this is chaos, because this is wicked, man. They got a false illusion, and this is the Nigerians, which would be on the southern side, all right. But they really thought that the Mashiach, because he was saying Jesus Christ was coming on that day. When Yahweh Shai said in red, Matthew 24:36, he said, but of that day and hour knoweth no man. But this Negro knows? No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. In the NLT, it says, however, no one knows the day or hour when these things will happen, not even the angels of heaven himself, only the Father knows when Yahweh Shai is going to come. The Son don't even know. Only the Father. When he say it's time, or whatever the Father gonna say. Woo! Lord willing, I'm on that good side, on the righteous side. All right? I just wanted to show that video because it was just, you saw it. You know, and it shows like a lot of Americans were selling their homes, selling their properties. They actually believe that bullshit, and now they homeless. But the elect didn't listen to that. We're not listening to that because we follow the prophecy of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, let's get back to where it is. All right, Luke 21:9. All right, it says, but when you hear wars and communications, be not terrified. All right, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. All right, and I'm gonna read 21 starting at 9, and it says, and when you hear of wars and insurrections, don't panic. Yes, those things must take place first, but the end won't follow immediately. All right, so I did go and find a list of like the current wars that are going on around the world. All right, and without me really saying it, I'm just gonna have it. I'm gonna put it up close so you can see the names because I know I'm a butcher a lot of them. But I'm going to just show you a list, and, you know, if you want to look at it more, you can pause it and stuff like that. But I'll just be, hopefully, right, where you can see it. Hopefully right there. Hopefully you can see it. You're right. Going up, you see civil wars going on. You know, all type of things is going on in these countries around the world, right? So, you know, it's a list you can go to, right? And I just named some that I can pronounce pretty good. Yemen got the civil war going on. Would you see the people unrest? All right, 2nd Ezra 15. All right, 16. All right. You see that all over the world, and even New York. All right. It was a list of what they're not showing on, you know, your local news of what's really going on, the chaos that's going on all over the earth. They're not showing you that. They want to show you what's going on in sports and keep you with still sleep in the breaded circuits and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? It don't really make sense, but you got Ukraine and Russia. All right. And if you want to look this up, you can go to World Population Review. Or World Population Review shows you the current countries at war at 2025. But what's crazy is, you know, you didn't see the states on it. You didn't see America in it, which they got their hands in a lot of shit. All right. They want to look like the good guys. All right. But, you know, hey, when you hear wars and rumor of wars and you see it, yeah, you see which ones are the ones that is heated. All right. The end is not, it ain't, you know, these things got to happen. Things got to bubble up. All right. Things have got to happen. Things got to bubble up. Continuing. It says, Luke 21:10 says, then said he unto them, nations should rise against nations and kingdoms against kingdoms, which you seeing that in the States with the so-called white man versus the so-called black man, right? What is really Esau versus the Hebrew Edomites versus the Hebrew Israelites. All right. It's a brother affair. All right. They were twin brothers. All right. Goes all the way back to Cain and Abel. If you understand, if, you know, reincarnation. OK. But that chaos is happening. All right. Against the nations, against nations. The megas. That's showing their true colors. Red, evil red. It is what it is. All right. And then all over the world, too, as well. You're seeing this happening. That movie Civil War, when they dropped, I believe last year, didn't really give it justice of how it really should look like. It's going to be a time like never before, what I quoted earlier. All right. Jeremiah 30:7. Because I didn't finish when he says, but he should be saved out of it. And that's the elect. All right. The ones who are not going to get fooled by the devices. All right. That's going to stand tall for Yahweh Shem Shai. All right. And it says, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence, and fearful sights of great signs shall be there from the heavens. All right. So these earthquakes going on, I went to earthquakesusgs.org and showed it was 38 earthquakes before I did this, before I was hitting this lesson. Now it's 40 earthquakes happening today. Is October 16th. And it's showing you one just happened in Pahalaya, Hawaii, 2.5. Fiji, Lokoya, hey, I'm trying my best, all right, 4.3. Here in the States, U.S., Virginia, 3.3. California, Hayford, 3.1. Indonesia, 5.1. Alaska, which they had a 3.9, but hey, it was some damage. I had an article on that too as well. What happened in Alaska? Give me Salaki on that. Let me find it really quick. It was on the CBS News, and it was saying, what was it? Race on the fine shelter for hundreds from remote Alaska vineyards slammed with a 200 remains of a flood, man, right? And then it was over more than 1,500 people was affected by this. So that judgment is getting pushed all over the world. There's chaos in the earth. These lying ass false preachers making it like they know. Some even said they was Yahweh Shai. Hey, that's woo. Two crazy ass demons out here, right? You supposed to believe on the doctrine of Yahweh Shem Shai, right? And they keep you in the know, all right? But all this chaos is what's going on in the world. This is judgment, man. Yahweh Shem Shai said this stuff was going to happen, man. It was going to happen. So I'm just right here. Let me see. Well, I already quoted it. Yeah, 2nd Esdras 15. You know? Yeah, quoted that. So these things is happening. These are those signs. When they were asking then, when the apostles asking then, all right? Those are these signs right now are happening in our time. And you say, oh, not in my lifetime, maybe in my grandkids' lifetime. No, it's happening right now, right? It's happening right now. In diverse places, like I said, and the list goes, it's like I said, there's 40. And I was trying to go to the holiday of the Philippines, a big one happened out there. I think it was another one that happened, I'm not sure, it was a 7.6 earthquake, big earthquake, mad damage. A lot of people lost their lives, man. All right, because you know Israel is scattered all over the earth like the sand of the sea, man. All right, so Israel's all over the world, but biggest judgment of all is going to happen here in the shores of America, man. All right, that's when it's going to happen. Big time here, man. Really big time here. I'm going to grab a few of the floods, too, of certain floods, like just said what I was saying, the flood that happened in Alaska. I'm going to pull this, and Isaiah 29 is verse 6. Yeah, it says, thou shalt be visit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai of hosts with thunder and with earthquakes and great noises and storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire, man. So these things are coming, all right? They're already happening. I gave you that. You could check that out on that list to show you all the 40 earthquakes that are happening all over the world right now, today, okay? Happening, man. Small ones to big ones, all right? Doesn't matter. Scripture said it is happening. Tornadoes, tsunamis. I know I just said that wrong. Salaki. With the water and stuff. All right. So all these tsunamis. I'm trying to get it out. Tsunamis. There it is. All right. The water tsunamis. Okay. Volcano eruption on the other side of the world. Like these things are happening. And Yahweh Shem Shai, these things. Yahweh Shem Shai. So like, slow down. Said these things were happening, man. Said it again in Isaiah. That was Isaiah 29 and 6. He said it in 28 and 2 too. You know what I'm saying? Behold, Yahweh Shem Yashai had a mighty hand and strong one, which as the tempest of the hill of the destroying storms, as the flood of many waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. And you're seeing that now. Big ones happening in Mexico. All right. A lot of people lost their lives there. It had a list of different floods that happened in Mexico. Via Cruz, at least 29 people died at this state. Over 300,000 people were affected. Cities like Pozo Rico were severe impact, and rivers overflow, leaving residents from oil and gas stations. That's big. And other places in Mexico. So it happened. The flood was happening all over, not just this area. This is the judgment coming from Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. All judgment coming from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And these chaos is happening all over the world. All right. So I hope this was an edifying lesson. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Bashem Kakadash. Double honors to the Apostle of the Great Millstone, and salutation to the icons that's preaching 144 truth coming out of GMS. All right. This is Las Vegas Camp Man of Valor. I go by Cologne. Until next time. Shalom.